I ain't never make any of those.
Okay, so can you talk to me something about an issue that really worries you or that you care about?
So for me, one of the things that I've always been concerned about is about how
Would you get this
students
off?
learn about
Chatfood.com?
history and how
Okay.
history is
Beat
portrayed
going.
and the complexities behind that.
In the kitchen.
Because there's always one set of history that's always presented.
Okay.
Other people's
She's like,
history
I
get
can make
lost,
that myself.
and they don't understand how,
She's like,
how
that's
we
easy.
came to be in society together.
Okay.
Which then turns into people's perceptions of different groups of people, different communities of people, and how we place our expectations on what they could have done or should have done without knowing where they come from.
Could you give me like an example
About that.
of something like that?
Right.
Of
So one example would be the taking of Texas for Mexicans in this country, and how the indigenous Mexicans have been separated for their tribes and with their land taken, and then therefore when you place the border on the end of what we deem the end of the United States border, you separated those communities, but then you're upset that those communities are trying to get back to those tribes, and yet you call it illegal immigration.
okay. So what I hear you saying, I mean, it's kind of like what they teach at schools isn't necessarily the full story, correct?
Right.
Okay. So what initiated your worry for this?
I think ultimately just going through the school system and understanding and analyzing who gets to give knowledge, who gets to produce knowledge, and then who are the students who just to receive knowledge. So where there are a lot of white dominant structures out there that get to produce the knowledge, then there are students, all kinds of students, they're going through our education system, and yet they're being taught from that perspective.
So I mean, I see that you're really worried about it, and I'm happy that you are, because I mean, we really need critical thinkers in the world. People who care, people who are enthusiastic about it, and so I kind of like, I'd like to know more, I guess. So for you personally, why do you think this is important?
That is a large question. I think we'll have to get down to the basics of it. For me, it is understanding kind of how power and privilege play out, and kind of understanding how race and racism have been and historically been and have always been a part of what has motivated this country to lean in certain ways, in certain directions, to approve or disapprove certain policies. And not to understand it's not necessarily a community out for another community. It's just saying there's a system in place. It's been in place for a while. We need to not only understand how it works, but understand how it perpetuates or marginalizes certain groups of people. And we also need to understand how our bias and our perspective of how we play into that system, how that works. Because ultimately, the first thing to change is recognizing there is a problem. And for a lot of people, they don't understand how the system works, and instead they think it's when people talk about a white dominant structure, they think we're talking about white people. And that's not to say that at all. It's just to say that this has been the perspective that has been told for the longest time. It's not saying white people are out to be racist.
Yeah, and I can see where you're coming from. So it's sort of like, yes, people don't know what they don't know. So that, and what they teach in schools isn't the full story; it's a stock story for the most part. Yeah, it's a stock story. So I was wondering, what is something you're doing currently? Are you doing anything currently, like to improve the situation?
Yeah. So for me, luckily this year I was able to intern at a place called Metropolitan Group. In short, there's a social change communications agency. So they help two things they do is strategic communications, organizational development. Just meaning they help other nonprofits or government sectors do more of the great work that they're already doing, but to help them hone in on some of the aspects that they may be lagging in. Maybe that looks like organizational development, or maybe that looks like how do we communicate in a way that's effective, either to whoever we're trying to reach or within our agency. So that's some of the work that they do. And I was able to put together, to go through their process of how they create social change and present on what would it look like to have an ethnic studies curriculum mandated within the state of Oregon for all of Oregon's high schools. And so doing presentations like that has really helped not only get me involved more, but understand more of the complexities around policy.
Okay, so I don't know whether I missed it or not, but for these groups that you're interacting with or that you're part of, do they actually work with with the Board of Education, of the state of Oregon?
They have in the past. They haven't necessarily hit on this topic, but they've worked with the Oregon Department of Education. They've done some early education work. Right now they're in the process of working on a quality rating system for early education for parents who want to know where should they place their child. So stuff like that. So right now they have been and they are working with the Department of Education, but they haven't gotten to what I have presented on when it came to ethics.
Okay. Essentially, what are your goals? What are your goals for the future, for the kids? I know you say, I hear you say that that you're working on it currently. People are working on it currently, and they have worked on other topics, but they haven't emphasized this topic. Do you think that it will change eventually? That there is actually a hope for it?
Yeah, I think if we, and by we I mean people who are passionate about this, I think if we are able to help the public to know how important this is, that ethnic studies is not just for students of color, that it's for all students to understand how power and privilege play out and how that works when it comes to creating policy, that we can do that from both the bottom up and the top down way. I think that that could be something that changes just how we have conversations and how people engage in interactions when it comes to race, and definitely alleviate or at least ameliorate things like police brutality that's happening in America. Things like institutions wanting to marginalize groups and all those kind of things. But I think it starts first with people understanding that instead of just having people say, well, we can do it, why can't you? You can do it as well. America's the land of opportunities. And while it is, the opportunities for who? What kinds of opportunities? Just saying America's the land of opportunity, can't leave it at that.
Yeah, I understand, because I'm sure everybody has gone through. I'm not sure. I'm positive everyone has gone through situations in which they. Just where a lot of ignorance is present, and that kind of. So, but when do you think you could change this? By the time your kids are in school, or in the next couple of years, or what do you first want to change? For the education courses.
I think it would be. They've already done it in Portland, where they have in ethnic studies. At least they're trying to implement the courses in the public Portland schools. But I think the first step would be, how do we take that, see how that works, and then take it to a state level. How do we make sure that the districts actually implement that? Because while we can mandate it, if the districts don't buy into it, there's no choice. They don't have to do it the way that our education system is set up in Oregon. So ultimately, it starts with understanding, paying attention, not understanding, but paying attention to what Portland is doing, and then how can we take that and make and grow that to scale in the different Oregon high schools, because I know for a lot of people they will say, well, Portland is more urban, so we need that. Whereas some people would disagree that we would need that in Medford or Ashland or Eastern Oregon.
What's up, Luke?
We need this
Are you?
everywhere.
I
It's
was
not
gonna say,
just
are you
where
going or
urban
what?
is. But that is needed everywhere.
Have fun at your concert though.
So yeah, I really like what you're saying.
Hey, why didn't you hit
And
me
I
up to study for
appreciate
Bible? I was waiting.
that you're so enthusiastic about it. And like I said
I'm gonna study tomorrow
ignorance needs to go
in
away.
the morning because I have class at 9 and then I have class until
Do you have a
1.
test
Knowing the
tomorrow?
real story.
Yeah,
It's tomorrow and the reading journals.
And I'd like to know what you do with this in the future. This is definitely really interesting, and I'm just happy that you are doing it.
Thank you.